Watch this. Most of the people who are struggling from low income, poor housing, lack of access to education, lack of access to good health care, come from the north and live in the north. According to UNICEF, we have over 20 million out-of-school children in Nigeria. Did you know that more than half of those 20 million children are from the north? Of the 20 million out-of-school children we have in Nigeria, over 12 million of those children are from the north. Bauchi, Zamfara, Kebbi, and Katsina, they have some of the highest numbers of out-of-school children, not just in the country, but in the entire world. And when it comes to insecurity, over 70% of the insecurity incidents that we have suffered in the country hail from the north. Between January to October today, there have been accounts of over 1,500 people that have been killed, over 500 reported cases of kidnapping in the country. Over 70% of these reported cases are from the north. Banditry and kidnapping has become a multi-million naira industry in the north. Northern Nigeria holds the record for the most displaced number of communities because of insecurity in the country. And let's talk about money as well, because as much as we love to say that there's money in the north and people in the north have money, is a select few people that have money in the north. And when I say that, I mean the 0.01% of northerners that have money. Because when it comes to internally generated revenue, the north contributes the least in this country, the least. Out of Nigeria's top 10 revenue generating states, Kano and Kaduna are the only northern states in that top 10. Out of the 10 states, there are only 2 northern states up there. And out of the top 10 least revenue generating states, the north is leading, with 8 states being on that list and only 2 southern states being on there. 8 northern states and 2 southern states when it comes to the least revenue generating states. If you pick 3 northern states, let's say you pick Taraba, you pick Zamfara, and you pick Kebbi, these 3 states combined, the revenue they generate is not even nearly half of what the second most, the second most revenue generating state in the country. And yet, despite this low revenue, they are still having one of the highest costs of governance in the country. Imagine a state generating a revenue of less than 10 billion naira and having the cost of governance of over 50 billion naira in 1 year. That is an average statistic from a northern state. Spending billions maintaining government offices, convoys, and political appointments, while the rest of the north continues to die of hunger and bleed. And what's sad about all this is the fact that the north is full of natural resources. The north is not poor, but the people in it, we have states like Zamfara, Niger, and some parts of Kaduna that are rich in gold and other mineral resources. The insecurity we see every day in this region is not a coincidence. It is a part of the system that keeps our region unstable, so the exploitation of the region can continue unchecked. The population of the north makes up more than half the full population of the country, but that population is only remembered when election time comes and that number is needed to win an election. The only time the power of the north is remembered is when election time is here and they need our votes. Everyone is familiar with the saying, the north decides who rules Nigeria. Imagine the region who decides who rules Nigeria and yet still being the most neglected region of them all. We have the numbers, we have the votes, we have the power, but there's nothing to show for it. All we have is at every election, rather than using that power that we have to demand for real and sustainable change, we let ourselves be blinded by tribal and religious sentiments. And our politicians know this and they know how to use it. And that's why they come back to us every 4 years to give us back the same promises over and over and over again. Empty promises. They don't want better for themselves because they do not, first of all, understand what better means. and they are too busy being blinded by religious sentiments, by tribal sentiments, to even open their eyes to see that there is so much more that they can have for themselves. Influencers and media voices in the North spend more time promoting division than they do development. The only time you hear these people speak up is when it is a news that they know will incite some form of tribal or religious war. They love to talk about ethnicity, they love to talk about tribe, they love to talk about religion, but they do not talk about education. They do not talk about the millions of children that are out of school. They do not talk about industry. They do not talk about the fact that there are millions of children that are currently homeless. They do not talk about these things because these are the things that will not get them engagement. They care more about the engagement and the traffic on their page than they do about the lives of children, about the lives of Northerners in general, about the betterment of Northerners in general. The out-of-school children that we have that are also homeless, they cannot read, they cannot write, they cannot do anything for themselves. All they know their entire lives is violence. And what do they end up doing? They grow up and continue to incite that violence that they have been introduced to. We do not talk about that. We don't, because it's not something that would bring engagement. It's not something that would bring engagement to the media voices, to the media houses or whatever, to the influencers and the media houses. I always love to see that the North needs to wake up, right? But the more you see the people that think in the North, the more you see how the thought process of people in the North is, the more you kind of lose hope for any change to happen in the North. Because, you know, it's so crazy to me and it's so incredibly sad to me. You can sit and talk about something that is plaguing the North, and the same Northerners will be in your comment section insulting you that why are you saying this, why are you saying that, or they will bring whataboutism inside it, instead of focusing on the issue itself and saying, yes, this is an issue that needs to be fixed, and speaking up and demanding for that thing to be changed for the good. They will focus on doing whataboutism. Take, for instance, we're talking about the child marriage thing right now. And I have so many people, I've been deleting so many comments. I have so many people that think I am a Southerner simply because I am speaking English. I am a Northern girl from Katsina State. But they think I am a Southerner because I'm speaking English. And they keep telling me, oh, what about the Southerners? All you people that have girlfriends, that are young, you people that are marrying. I was like, it does not matter. We still have the same issue, which is child marriage. And it's not something that you're going to say, but if these ones are doing it, so why are you talking about the ones that we are doing as well? It's such a flawed way of thinking. But then again, like I said, we have a lot of work to do in the North, and it's not helping that we are less likely to improve because of the people that we have in the region in general. Like, it's sad to admit, but it is what it is. Like, it's so sad.